Knutshøe is the neighboring mountain to the famous Besseggen, and the hike over it is shorter but much more challenging than the original. As this is one of the most dangerous hikes we've done so far, we went with mountain guide Henric Strandberg from Beito Aktiv to have a safe experience. This video has been produced in collaboration with Beito Resort. See the end of the video for a special offer. Knutshøe is located in Jotunheimen between Gjendesheim and the top of Valdresfly. This is what Henric has to tell us about the hike before we start.
Knutshøe is a fairly demanding tour with two sections that are a good bit steeper with more airier parts. We always recommend that you go there when the weather is nice and dry. That means no fog and no rain. It should be sunny and nice. We also recommend that you have been hiking before and are comfortable with these slightly airier hikes.
So in the morning we met at Beito Aktiv office and drove to Knutshøe. There's only one small car park which fills up quickly in the high season, with people parking along the road. Of course, the weather was not what we expected.
Okay, Thierry, welcome here. We are now at the start of Knutshøe. As you can see, we have very poor visibility at the moment, but we expect it to open up. There are already some blue holes, so we're going to go straight into the fog and then keep our fingers crossed that it clears.
The hike is 12.5 kilometers long and climbs 600 meters. The net walk time is about 5 hours, but you should allow about 7 hours with breaks. Due to nesting eagles, it is not recommended to hike before the middle of July. It's not forbidden as such, but it's frowned upon not to follow these recommendations. We will explain later why you might reconsider coming before mid-August. The end date is mid to late September, depending on when the snow falls. So this is a hike with an extremely short window. In recent years, this hike has become very popular, putting a lot of pressure on the fragile nature. To make the walk less attractive, the national park authorities have removed all the signs and markings, as well as the cables and ropes. Don't hope for a bigger car park or shuttle bus from Gjendeåsen, it won't happen. After about half an hour, the climb began. Shortly afterwards, we reached the most difficult part of the walk, and that's why you shouldn't go to Knutshøe alone.
I pick it up and go up here. Find a good grips, or go a little more to the right, but it's a bit more airy. You have to evaluate what you think is easy for you.
What do you recommend?
I went up here.
We had to pack the camera to climb. This is the most dangerous place. One wrong step and you slide down 5 to 7 meters in the best case, 20 to 30 meters more in the worst case. Because of this place, we have to give the hike the black label extremely difficult. And remember, the descent is even more difficult and dangerous, so you have to do the whole walk if you go up. There is no turning back. If you are unsure, turn back now and do another walk, of which there are many to choose from. But that's why we decided to go with a guide. The walk continues gently uphill for the next kilometer, where there is another steep section, but not as steep. The next kilometer is more of the same. Here you enter the national park. The walk continues along the same path for the next 500 meters.
Okay, here is the path we are going up here now. You see that light-colored part on the left there, it gets a little bit steeper. And you see how exactly we're going to keep going. We're not going too far out on the sides, on the dark parts. We're going to find good places to put our feet and good holds. And we use our hands.
So I'm going to pack the camera away. I will use the little emergency camera.
The next part starts slowly, but gets steeper and steeper. but it's not as dangerous as the first part if you follow the trail. Then you reach the top of Knutshøe at 1516 meters. Then it was time to eat. And during the meal, the cameras can do time-lapse photography. This is also the best view on the walk. You have a great view of Besseggen and Lake Gjende. While on the other side you can see Lake Øvre Leirungen and the river Leirung Valley. It's not often that you see a river flowing into a lake in its natural state. This is also where you'll find the Instagram spot. Then it's time to descend.
We have to take the trail here, and so we will follow the ridge down, and then eventually we'll see the lake down there, and then it will be back in the Leirung Valley.
Do we walk on the ridge itself?
Well, we walk along the ridge there, yes.
Like Besseggen?
Yes, a bit like that.
Then we came to the only place where there is still a sign.
Det är faktiskt ett skylt.
Ja, den här var ny.
Ja.
Yes, it's just interesting to see because this one is brand new. So we'll go up there. We've just seen if they've put this warning there.
It's not a shortcut.
It's not a shortcut, no, but we're going way back here. So I think it's to remind people that they have gone wrong here.
There have been fatal accidents on Knutshøe in the past, so we stay on the path. There are a few steep spots, but fortunately only a few meters down and not over a cliff, so no problem if you take your time.
Okay.
But still too steep to go down with the gimbal in one hand.
Scheisse.
The whole descent is about 2.2 kilometers long and takes just over an hour. Then you can finally hear the river flowing into Gjende. The rest of the walk is between the river and the lake on one side and the mountain on the other. It's 6 kilometers long and takes over 2 hours. The trail goes through many swamps and wet places, so expect wet shoes and a lot of swearing.
Flatch.
If you would like to go with Henric, Beito Aktiv offers many other hikes in addition to the regular Besseggen hikes.
Vi guidar Knutshøe, vi guidar Besseggen. We guide Knutshøe, we guide Besseggen, we guide many of these hikes that are in the region. On most of these hikes it's relatively easy to find the way, but many people also want help from a guide. Some are uncomfortable with heights and some who do not really know how to prepare. So when you book us, you get a packing list and another one on how to prepare. You should have certain physical conditions for some of the tours. We will explain what to expect and what kind of support you are getting from us. Sometimes a lot of the limitations are in your head. Most people are not used to these higher tours, and then we come into the picture and can help.
De flesta är inte vana vid de här luftigare turerna och då kommer vi in i bilden och kan hjälpa till.
So the hike dragged on, and it was not really the most interesting hike, but at least the weather was nice. Here we could clearly see that the delta of the river was not hard ground, but a huge swamp. The lake must have been much bigger at one time, but such a big swamp is surely not a bad thing.
Are you okay, Thierry?
Yes, I'm fine.
Do you like to walk here?
No, not so much.
In the spring or midsummer there are lots of mosquitoes here. Then we can complain, but now we can't complain.
No.
No, it's just long and flat.
Is it like 1 billion mosquitoes chasing you?
Yes, but today we don't have any of my mosquito mates with us. We can do this.
And this is the reason why you might want to think twice about coming to this trail in the month of July. Or pack plenty of mosquito repellent. Best to come in August and part of September, as it snowed a week after we visited in the first week of September. Apart from more wet feet and a few sheep, the rest of the walk was uneventful. Back at the car park, we met a couple who wanted to watch the sunset from the top. Unless you plan to camp there, we would not really recommend it, as it gets pitch black there and you will not be able to see the trail. So that's about it. If you would like to book a walk with Henric, please do the following.
Finner oss på vår hemsida.
You can find us on our website at www.beitoaktiv.com. There you can read about our tours. You can also contact us if you want a special tour, so you are welcome to contact us. The office is in the center of Beito Aktiv, in the same building as the tourist information, so you are welcome if you have any questions.
Så att, välkomna in om ni har några spörsmål, om det är någonting ni funderar på.
If you can't wait to go to Beito Aktiv on tour, they have a special offer for you. Use the code EXPLOREBESSEGGEN25 and get a 20% discount when booking a guided tour of Besseggen. Book before the 30th of June 2025 to secure this offer. If you like this video, we have other hiking videos in Jotunheimen like Besseggen on the top, and if you've already seen it, the video at the bottom is also very interesting.